Dead easy thing to plant. Nothing too complicated. That's all you gotta do. Put the mulch back. Let's do another row. Hey, it's Greg here with MaritimeGardening.com, and I'm out here in the evening and the last few hours of the day planting some stuff in the garden, and I just got these Jerusalem artichokes in the mail, and I'm going to plant them, and I'm going to do that with you. I've done a number of videos on how to plant, harvest, and cook Sunchokes, Jerusalem artichokes, and I often get the question, where can I buy those? And so I contacted this company. It's called CHOKEDUP.CA. They're not really giving me anything other than free Sunchokes to do this. But yeah, if you're looking for a place to buy them, they have a number of varieties here. The varieties they sent me are Nadhodka. If I pronounce any of these things wrong, please don't crucify me. Skorospelka and Stampede. That's the three varieties they sent me. I'll show you what they look like. So this is the Skorospelka, sort of a red looking one. This is the Stampede, sort of, it looks like a ginger root, I guess. And this is the Nadhodka, which is sort of almost a darker brown, almost like a potato. Let me show you the three here. This is the Nadhodka, right? By contrast, this is Stampede right here. Right, lighter color, and this is the, I'm not looking at the name, I'm going from memory, Skorospelka. Okay, kind of red in color, almost like Idaho red potato. I would guess each of these bags is about a pound. Okay, so the trick for planting these things is you want to plant them, I would say, about a handspan apart. And from 2 to 6 inches deep, let's split the difference and put them about 4 inches deep. I always have them underneath some mulch because all my garden beds are mulched. And that just, they got no problem pushing through a mulch like this, which is just grass clippings or any other kind of mulch for that matter, from what I've noticed. But the good thing about having the mulch is you don't have to water, you don't have to worry about all that sort of stuff. For those of you who don't know, you harvest sunchokes in the fall. Once the frost begins, the plant grows very tall. It creates a sort of daisy, giant daisy or sunflower type plant. It can get up to 6 feet high depending on the variety, growing conditions, sun, soil quality, availability of water, all that sort of stuff, right? This is a good sunny spot, so I think they're going to have a good chance here. Once the frost starts happening, the plants get killed back. And you don't eat the plant part, you eat the root, right? You dig the root up. And what I tend to do in the fall is, beginning sometime in October, once we start getting regular frosts, at least once a week, I try to make a meal of them. And one like this, you put this in the ground, generally speaking, you'll get more than you can hold in 2 hands, or you can barely hold what comes out of it in 2 hands. So each one of these becomes a meal. And then you just put one of them back in, right? You harvest all the ones that come out in the fall and just stick it back in. It'll come up next spring. It's a really easy plant to cultivate and to grow. And it's one of the, as far as I understand it, one of the plants that the indigenous people of North America, where it grew, they cultivated, right? Because it's just so easy to deal with. You don't really have to have any sort of sophisticated farm tools. And from what I've noticed, I've got another bed of them in another part of my property here, outside of the fenced enclosure. They seem to be deer, rabbit, porcupine proof. I can say that because I've had them growing outside the fence for a number of years. They've never been, they've never really been, inundated by any of those things. So it seems to work. Anyway, I thought I'd plant them here in this bed this year just for fun. So let me bring the camera a little bit closer and I'll show you that process. Yeah, well, we still have some light. Easy as pie, just move the mulch back a little bit. I had some, thought this would be a good thing to grow here since they all have to be dug up. I had some raspberries growing here last year and I dug them all up. So raspberries can be pretty tenacious. So I thought planting something that needs to be dug up anyway this year would solve it. A lot of people accuse the sunchoke of being invasive. I found if you dig them up and use them every season, they really don't, really don't make much of a case for themselves. I'm sure if you let them proliferate. So I'm planting each one about a handspan apart here. I should keep my varieties straight. I'm planting the purple ones here. You can cut these up just like a potato. You can do it that way. I don't tend to do that. I just tend to, just put them in whole. All right, so there's one row. About a handspan over. Do another row. Beautiful soil here. This is just a bed that was, I'm not going to go into why I pulled the raspberries out, but if you want to know why, watch the video about that. Yeah, dead easy thing to plant. Nothing too complicated. That's all you got to do. Put the mulch back. Do another row. All right, and the last two, I'll just put one right there and one right there. All right, there. So for this bed, apart from adding a little bit more mulch, because this mulch is down to next to nothing, it's not going to last the season, that's for sure. Maybe next time I mow my lawn, I'll just get some of the grass and throw it on there, or some leaves or whatever. But for this bed, that's all the work I got to do for the season. So what are we, for that amount, I could have planted them a little less tight, but I think they'll grow just fine in the situation here. So for this bed, what do we say, 3 feet by 8 feet, give or take. 3 bags, basically 3 single unit orders will fill the spot. So in a number of months, I'll have nice, big, high, beautiful flowers. It'll bring in the different pollinator animals, or pollinator species, bees and things like that. It'll just be pleasant to have in the garden. But another big advantage of the sunchoke is it's just such a low maintenance, easy to plant thing. I've stuck them in really marginal soils and they still grow and they still give you a yield, right? This is really good soil, so I'm expecting big things from these. South is that way. There's really nothing obstructing them. It's going to get good sun all day and good soil. It's mulched, so going to get great results here. But you got that one bed you don't know what to do with, and you want to plant a really low maintenance, good tasting plant in that bed. Think about sunchokes, Jerusalem artichokes. They are just wonderful, you know, when you add them to a meal, especially in fall, you know, you're roasting all these root vegetables and stuff like that. It's just going to add something to your plate that no one's going to be able to figure out what it is, but everyone will like it. I can almost guarantee it. So, hope you found that video interesting. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. Check out my podcast, maritimegardening.com. And until next time, get out there, get at it, have fun in your garden. Thanks for watching.